一出電影咧係可以係電影創作技術史上嘅先河，係第一次利用120格1秒120格 4K 嘅像素拍攝 3D 電影，增加咧影像嘅穩定同埋清晰度。佢拍咗咁耐片，佢而家覺得電影係要 change 嘅時候啦。Andy, Joe, Alvin and Nathan. I'd like to ask Anne, why? What has inspired you to employ this piece of latest production technology?
在拍完派以后，感觉到这个 digital cinema 跟这个 3D 就 dimensionalized movie is something to be developed. It shouldn't be doing the same thing as 2D the film has been doing for the last 100 years. So I was pursuing that, and this came along. It's a book about inside of a boy's mind, very subjectively, what's going through his mind while he's experiencing a halftime show. Well, after the battlefield, all sensation is all opened up in higher alert. How he take in the satirical absurdity of what we call normal life in Dallas in a halftime show, and he freaked out. In the meantime, it was just this flashback about what really happened. That is to be celebrated, which is the most terrible day in his life. Just mind, very. If it's the regular films, I would not probably make this novel because it's very introspective, very thought processing kind of movie, but very internalized movie. The way of digital cinema, given the dimension and the sufficiency of clears and the solidity and brightness, it should provide the audience to be more immersed in the movie. Therefore, the way we engage with movie, our relationship, in other words, with cinema could be getting to the next step, and I got very excited.
Joe, right, as a debutant for cinema, doing it for the first time. What is your experience? Were you shocked, stunned, or did you enjoy it? 問下佢啲拍呢套戲有咩經驗？
I don't think I had any preconception going into it about what I expected it to be like, or what I thought Ang would be like, or how I would cope. I was just thrown into it very quickly. I was just lucky to, I mean, I had one of the greatest directors leading me, and that was important for me. He was someone who I'd grown up watching his films. He's one of the best directors in the world, and this was another film where he's pushing boundaries and trying new things. In terms of Billy and me and being in scenes like that and connecting to it, on one level, I'm very far away from him. I'm not a soldier, I'm not an all-American boy, I'm not from Texas. I was older than Billy when I auditioned and when I played it. And but at the same time, there were bits of him that I tried to hang on to and tried to connect with and tried to use when I was thinking about him and how I could find parallels with my own journey and his. And at its heart, it's a really universal story about a boy coming of age, and that's a very human thing. So that's what I tried to hold on to.
阿 Joe 咧，佢就喺倫敦，今次係新人第一次，咁啊佢話好幸運咧，得到世界級嘅李安做主導，咁咧佢係經過一番即係心理嘅探索，係嘛？就係一個新人啊，佢就唔係當兵，但係咧佢係睇過個小説同埋個電影啊，喺個悉心指導之下咧，去探索一段即係平衡嘅旅程，係嘛 ？Your face look more round on the screen, and you look a bit narrow, right?
Looks fuller, yeah. Well,
Is that something to do with the magic of the new cinematic technique?
No, the magic of the sergeant. We train them, we beef them up.
When I auditioned, I was skinny and I had shoulder length hair, and I needed to get bigger.
所以我都唔認得佢真人原來咁瘦，喺佢戲裏邊咁科碌，成個美國仔好似食咗幾廿年麥當勞咁。How did you find working with your father? Is he a real torturer? 下佢同阿老豆一齊拍檔有咩經驗
He is strict but fair as a leader. Yeah, I mean, it was incredible. Not only having Ang Lee at the helm of such an amazing story, but also just being able to work with these amazingly talented young actors. You know, mostly aren't huge stars, but I think they're definitely up and coming. Just very incredibly talented, very individual actors. So it was great. I mean, in the States, we don't have the draft yet. So, you know, being able to be a part of the soldier experience was a huge sort of experience, just going from a boy to a man. I mean, it's something that I'll never forget.
即係個老豆咧又好嚴格，亦都好公道嚇，咁咧對佢嚟講都係嚇，即係探索一個成長嘅過程。This is your first appearance in a major film, isn't it? Right?
Yeah, I was in one other, but yeah, I mean, this fairly new to this.
这个 rehearsal.
因为我们透过了2个礼拜的一个战斗营，是算是很辛苦的，就是
真的是当兵是不是？
算是2个礼拜的，就是很接近当兵的一个状态，然后连导演都没有参与，都是我们8个男生，还有7个教官，所以是很辛苦的一个过程。
在这个军营里面。
对，军营。
他也参加一起。
大家都参加了，所以我们是从完全不认识的，然后一下子就被丢进这个军营，就我们那个兄弟的感情，马上就是
这个
必须要找出来的。
这个你现在觉得这个电影是要变的时候，是不是？
我的感觉是这样，我以前没有觉得。
1秒钟60跳到1秒钟120，这个对于人的眼睛那个眼球或者跟这个视觉神经的配合，有没有一个科学的研究接不接受得来？
我们24格不是24格有什么好，是电影好，不是24格好。那爱迪生在发明电影的时候是讲70几格的，那这个 studio executive 太 cheap 了，就给了24格原来16格可以看就行了。所以我们看电影一直是最低的标准。那 sound 出来以后声音出来以后，最便宜是24格，所以是一个价位的考量，不是因为它有什么好。可是因为我们就是用这个东西来做艺术，我们产生了艺术的感觉，这是我们所依恋的我从小到大就是很相信这个比爱life 真正生活还要多嘛。我们是 filmmaker。我们的眼睛其实照研究的话，大概可以到900多格这离我们眼睛还差很多。
哇，这么多
4K 啊，什么都离我们眼睛差很多。那还有这个光度，你们看是5那我昨天在上海放的话是28那个光度，就比这个要亮大概5、6倍这样。像在 live 里面，我们其实还多好几倍的这个 live。所以离我们眼睛可以看到的还差很多，只是说我们没有把它当作电影看，就这个东西要适应。我想你看了以后再看一遍，你的眼睛不是就是你的脑子，其实就自己会组合，它组合得很快的。我想看几次，我已经看了1年多了1、2年了，就我的感觉跟一般观众，我想已经有一些差距。可是，一般的观众，我想看几次，他的脑子自己就会变了。我们自己。我觉得最大的差别不在于说我们眼睛能不能看，它电影它有close up 有大特写，放得很大，这个它还是在做一个电影。那我们的脑子怎么样把它当作电影来看，这是可能需要一点点时间，我觉得也不是很久。那我们的 filmmaker 会慢慢会拍这种东西，观众也慢慢会看，然后我们有一种默契吧就像过去我们看电影一样。什么片型，什么东西，你的心理的活动会怎么样？它有一个轨道，只是我们需要一些新的轨道 就是我觉得看不同的清晰度，还有这个 smoothness 就是速度呢，我们的还有加上这个3D 的运用，其实我们的心理活动是不太一样的。我觉得这个是比较 sharper 哈，比较尖锐一点。
好，现在我们的时间有各位。
所以导演，我想问一下，最辛苦的那一场是哪个场面是最难拍的？这个
还是战争这个，因为时间有限，而且我们看这么清楚，我们过去用的 tricks 方法就不太能用，包括我们打空爆弹都没有后坐力的。
对啊。
那我们比如开枪的表情我们是看不到，因为过去就是闪动这样。那现在呢，他看到了，你就要他的表演要很真。然后我们要模仿那个用弹簧，然后模仿那个不能打真的子弹啊。还有他们比如说打斗啊，我不是要他的套招很精彩，像武打片一样，我要有真实感，那又不能把他们弄受伤，所以他们的我们的排练是非常花脑筋，我们排练了无数次，然后包括拍摄，不管在片场或者在我们现场这拍摄的那么大的机子去2个机器去来拍，摄影机来拍都是非常吃力。那对于他们来讲的话，表演漂亮还比较容易，动作漂亮。其实最难的是那个 messiness， 那个不可预计的那种真实的活动。我是把它当戏剧来做。我觉得跟你看真切的时候，比动作更重要的是戏剧性。我觉得3D 应该用来拍戏、拍脸这样。
就是战争方面是拍了多久？全部？
打仗那个、
对，打仗那个。
我只有4天，我超了半天。
这4天啊，在哪个国家拍？
在摩洛哥。
哦，摩洛哥。
所以很紧张的。
哇，4天想不到啊！
对。
哇，
而且要拍那么精细，
还这么连续啊！Only 4 days。
通常
Only 4 days。
The battling, the shooting part。
这就是啊。
Not the approaching, if you adding。如果是冲进去啦，还有讲话的话，大概5天多。
还有 rehearsal 前面排练啊，他们适应啊什么。
我们都 rehearsal 的很好了。
It's very tight schedule。
因为他的表演要非常的真实，动作要很真实，还有很多的细节，所以我的镜头不太动。通常拍战争片的时候，你都要手摇很多，制造慌乱的感觉。那我的镜头不动，就是让他们去演慌乱。
镜头比较松容啊。
不是从容，是清晰，从容在清晰。我要大家看清楚他们的状况，
那一炮打崩的墙，那个是特技啊？
那不是特技啊？不是特技，
旁边的要摆保险啊，那个石头爆出来走。
就在他旁边爆，
是啊，很危险啊！
我们的那个特技的那个团队其实非常厉害，就不光是那个放火箭炮，旁边那个前面那个枪毙爆炸的时候，除了 Joe 之外，所有都是演员的本人做的，所以他们做的很真实，但是非常安全的。
那这个角色正好，然后也不是像那么吃重的，我就试试看。他人在台湾跟大陆拍戏嘛，我常常看不到他，很想他，所以。私心啊，把它摆在旁边。另外，我也看看他的表现怎么样。那我当然尽量公平，不要给他太多的压力。如果他做错的话，我会忍不住会比较凶一点，这个很难怪。受训的时候他是非常认真，因为
导演这部戏的里面就是对演员的演技方面有没有特别的要求？因为这个拍摄方面的用了一个120，
我导演的方法要改一些。
还有演员对演出的方面有没有跟过以前的演技方面有不同？
有要调整。我其实在拍的时候就注意到，其实3D 跟 2D 的表演是不太一样，因为3D 跟眼睛比较近，要求比较高。就是说，我们对人的这个体验需要2个角度，一个平面的画面，你看到，尤其是有这个你看到的是一个人的 picture， 那这个感觉是像看到一个人，你对他有感觉，所以我不化妆的，我要看透他。那这种情形下面，就是说不光是细节，就你对人的感受会不太一样，所以你一演戏，像演电影的样子，它就像演戏。 可是我又不能不演戏，因为他们知道台词，大家在看电影，所以这个怎么样去找到一个平衡，在目前是相当的困难，因为我们没有一个 reference 啊，没有一个参照，说大家也不晓得怎么看，所以基本上是比较除了写实比较 subtle 比较细微以外，我要给他比较多的层次，光给他一个 direction 就是 motivation 去演一个东西是看起来是不自然的，而且是比较肤浅，而且会比较夸张。所以我通常这个片子我在指导方面改编很多。我除了给他一个方向以外，我还给他很多的思考杂念，我们讲的杂念包括你对四周的感触，或者有一个什么杂念进来，我会一直要不同的 take 不同的调，要给他很多不同的思想，让他保持一个活的感觉。这个是比较新的
Did you manage to express or embody the mental state, the state of mind of military trauma? All those scenes when you don't speak up rather than speaking up.
Yeah, those scenes were in a different way to the bigger scenes. They take a lot out of you physically and mentally and emotionally as well. But those scenes where you're not speaking but need to show a lot of thoughts and a lot in the eyes are tricky as well, because they're the ones where you can really see if there's a real human being there, and if the thoughts are going around, and if that person's fully formed. But you know, like Ang said, he would give me thoughts, and I had a sense of where I thought Billy should be or needed to be, and I would do that and go there. And if I was off, or if I was pushing it too much, or if I was underperforming, then Ang was there to try and help me and steer me. Yeah.
Thank you.
You know, I was never tested like you've been. Young man forged in the crucible of war. You know things most of the rest of us will never know. Being celebrated as a hero? That's gotta weigh heavy on a young man's shoulders. But your story, Billy, you gotta understand it no longer belongs to you. It's America's story now.
Makes me feel like I've got no say in things.
Little brother. What really happened over there?
You got to engage the enemy up close. Not many soldiers are given that kind of experience.
Given? I'm not a hero. I'm a soldier.
Make it about something bigger than yourself.
If we just open the door a crack, the light comes pouring in.
What you did that day, that's when the war became real.
What I did, what we did, isn't just some story or idea, sir. It's our lives.